These are the departures of the children of Yisrael, who went out of the land of Mitzrayim by their divisions under the hand of Moses and Aaron. And Moses wrote down the starting points of their departures at the command of Yahweh, and these are their departures according to their starting points. So they departed from Arameses in the first month, on the 15th day of the first month. On the morrow of the Passover, the children of Yisrael went out with boldness before the eyes of all the Mitzrites. And the Mitzrites were burying all their firstborn, whom Yahweh had smitten among them. Also on their mighty ones Yahweh had executed judgments. Then the children of Yisrael departed from Arameses and camped at Sukkos. And they departed from Sukkos and camped at Etham, which is on the edge of the wilderness. And they departed from Etham and turned back to Pihahireth, which is east of Baal-Zephon, and they camped near Migdal. And they departed from before Hahireth and passed over through the midst of the sea into the wilderness, went 3 days' journey in the wilderness of Etham and camped at Marah. And they departed from Marah and came to Elim. And at Elim were 12 springs of water and 70 palm trees, so they camped there. And they departed from Elim and camped by the Sea of Reeds. And they departed from the Sea of Reeds and camped in the wilderness of Sin. And they departed from the wilderness of Sin and camped at Dophkah. And they departed from Dophkah and camped at Elush. And they departed from Elush and camped at Rephidim, and there was no water for the people to drink. And they departed from Rephidim and camped in the wilderness of Sinai. And they departed from the wilderness of Sinai and camped at Kiriath Hadaiawa. And they departed from Kibroth Hadaiawa and camped at Hatzeroth. And they departed from Hatzeroth and camped at Rithmah. And they departed from Rithmah and camped at Rimmon Peretz. And they departed from Rimmon Peretz and camped at Libnah. And they departed from Libnah and camped at Rissa. And they departed from Rissa and camped at Kehelatha. And they departed from Kehelatha and camped at Mount Shapher. And they departed from Mount Shapher and camped at Harada. And they departed from Harada and camped at Makaloth. And they departed from Makaloth and camped at Tahath. And they departed from Tahath and camped at Turah. And they departed from Turah and camped at Mithkah. And they departed from Mithkah and camped at Hashmanah. And they departed from Hashmanah and camped at Moseroth. And they departed from Moseroth and camped at Bnei Yakin. And they departed from Bnei Yakin and camped at Hor Haggidgad. And they departed from Hor Haggidgad and camped at Yotbatha. And they departed from Yotbatha and camped at Abrona. And they departed from Abrona and camped at Etzion-Geber. And they departed from Etzion-Geber and camped in the wilderness of Tzin, which is Kadesh. And they departed from Kadesh and camped at Mount Hor, on the boundary of the land of Edom. Then Aaron the priest went up to Mount Hor at the command of Yahweh, and died there in the 40th year after the children of Yisrael had come out of the land of Mitzrayim, on the first day of the 5th month the land of Mitzrayim by their division S under the hand of Moses and Aaron. Now Aaron was 123 years old when he died on Mount Hor. And the sovereign of Arad, the Canaanite, who dwelt in the south in the land of Canaan, heard of the coming of the children of Yisrael. So they departed from Mount Hor and camped at Salmona. And they departed from Salmona and camped at Punon. And they departed from Punon and camped at Oboth. And they departed from Oboth and camped at Ihabarim, at the border of Moab. And they departed from Iam and camped at Dibon-Gad. And they departed from Dibon-Gad and camped at Almon-Diblathema. And they departed from Almon-Diblathema and camped in the mountains of Abarim before Nebo. And they departed from the mountains of Abarim and camped in the desert plains of Moab by the Yarden of Jericho. And they camped by the Yarden, from Beth Yeshimoth as far as the Abel Shittim in the desert plains of Moab. And Yahweh spoke to Moses in the desert plains of Moab by the Yarden of Jericho, saying, Speak to the children of Israel and say to them, when you have passed over the Yarden into the land of Canaan, then you shall drive out all the inhabitants of the land from before you, and shall destroy all their engraved stones, and shall destroy all their molded images, and lay waste all their high places. And you shall possess the land and dwell in it, for I have given you the land to possess. And you shall divide the land by lot as an inheritance among your clans. To the larger you give a larger inheritance, and to the smaller you give a smaller inheritance. Wherever the lot falls to anyone, that is his. You inherit according to the tribes of your fathers. And if you do not drive out the inhabitants of the land from before you, then it shall be that those whom you let remain shall be pricks in your eyes and thorns in your sides, and they shall trouble you in the land where you dwell. And it shall be that I do to you as I thought to do to them.